So two consecutive benefits to get.
Like, do you want me capturing him moving him out of the car?
Yeah. Is that what you've got the camera doing? We get the film so when the stream starts, they can see come forward out of the car. Yep. And then she'll just move it with it.
I can leave something up here if you want to.
Probably that. What I know on here, but I don't want anyone.
I mean, it's just not like
Oh, baby, mate. So it's not actually baby, no, it's
million peas. People are phoning him.
sorry, I just saw it on their phone. I watched it. But I don't know if Sal's got it.
I think they stand up to really. Yeah, thanks for the refresh. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
At the pub. We were at the pub. That was at our team building day earlier this year, and we were at the Good George.
Here too.
Haere mai, haere mai, haere mai, haere. Aha toi a mai te waka, ki te urunga, te waka, ki te moenga,
Te waka.
ki te takotora ngai takotoa i te waka. Aha toi a mai te waka, ki te urunga, te waka, ki te moenga, te waka. Ki te takotora ngai takotoa i te wakahi. tainga o tō wairagi nei a mātou i tēnei ata. Mea ta manaki mane a ta tāwharautia nei i a Ian, i a Glenys kato rātau o te whānau. Tuku nātu tēnei wā poto ki a koe, whakamana whakarangatira tō tātou hoa i a Johan. I rana i tērā tuturu whiti o whakamaua ki a Tina. Tina, hui e!
Tai ki. Ai, e noho tātou. Just going to invite Glenys up to welcome us, co-Glenys.
Tēnā koutou katoa. My name is Glenys, and I'm Ian's sister. And I stand here on behalf of Ian and Hans, Johan's dad. And Johan, please know that so many people are standing here with you, and I represent all the other family. And Johan's response to that would be, oh, cool, as he would always say. I thank you all for attending. I thank those here in the chapel and those online unable to get here. We thank you. Knowing you are here helps, and knowing how many wanted to be here helps even more. Knowing the impact that Johan had on so many is incredibly humbling. We keep thinking this is all a bad dream, and soon we'll wake and it won't be real. And oh, how I wish that were the case. You will notice Johan's casket. It has been lovingly decorated by his work friends. But I'm sure Chaz and Renee will talk more about that, along with the beautiful korowai that Johan now wears. They will tell you the significance of that as well. You will notice the use of te reo, the official language, unique to Aotearoa, New Zealand. Johan embraced not only the language, but also the culture. It was his fourth language to embrace, I have to say. Johan was an incredibly caring person. He cared for others. He cared for others more than he cared for himself. He was always putting others first. He was very proper. If you had a cup of tea at Johan's place, it came in a pot on a tray. Lunch or dinner was at the table with a tablecloth, with napkins and the whole works. Things had to be neat and tidy, and dishes washed just so, and I've already been told off for not doing it the proper way in the last day or two. He was never shy to say he loved you. He would almost daily message me saying, we love you, we miss you. We are truly blessed to have had Johan in our family. He taught us so much. He touched us all and has left a lasting impact. The pain of his leaving is felt by many, including Goaty, his baby, who is pining dreadfully. He was actually never very creative with naming his animals. We had Goaty and Cowie and so on. I shudder to think what else would come along. I'm very grateful that Johan met my brother. They were soulmates and incredibly happy. And it was just amazing to witness that. The memories are numerous. And eventually they will make us laugh. And I'm sure we'll cry with laughter because he was actually quite funny. but now we still cry in grief because the memories hurt. A very recent memory, just a few days ago. Ian and Johan would have date night and watch a movie together at home. The movie they were watching this particular night was Grease. And that's family favourite, and lo and behold, what comes on the radio when we turn the caddy on to come here was Grease. I'll tell you, someone's watching us. So it was a family favourite of ours, mainly for the cars, of course. But Johan had never seen it before. And Ian did what he normally does when he watches movies. He went to sleep. And as normal, Johan would message me, or he'd send me a photo of Ian asleep. So I would know, movie night, leaving Johan to talk to me while Ian slept. But life is a journey. It takes you on the road. And there are many twists and turns, hills and valleys on that road. Ian and Johan's journey held so many plans, so many roads to travel, either in the caddy or in Johan's car, Sharky. But the road has taken a sharp corner. It's now changed. But one thing is for sure, Johan's legacy will live on. Goodbyes are for those who love with their eyes, those that love with their hearts and soul are never separated. In closing, I want to share with you something uniquely Johan. Ian found this treasure only yesterday, although it is several months old. So it's Johan's gratitude journal. And it's a week in his life. And it's all written in Johan's handwriting. And day one of this week, because he would write about all the positive things and all the things that made him feel good. And so day one, he talks about writing this journal and who he would share it with. He wanted to share it with his clients. He wanted to add it to a toolkit. He wanted to organise it and use it with others, which is so typical Johan. On day two, he says, I am grateful for my partner who does so many small and large and important things for me. He is a very good man. On day three, I am grateful for my sweet dog, Blue. On day four, I am grateful for our friend Cheryl, who is kind and sincere and drove from Auckland to visit us today. On day five, I am grateful for being in New Zealand and having a nice home with Ian. On day six, I am grateful for being able to buy my uniforms for field work. So those were his occupational therapy uniforms. And he was so proud of that uniform, as we are of him for getting that qualification. On day 7, I am grateful for the job I have at Pathways. And Johan, we are so very grateful for having you in our family. And we are so very grateful for every day we had with you. And now I just want to read a message that has come through from my son, Callum, who is watching. And his message reads, My dear uncle and friend Johan, I am so very grateful for the time you spent with us. Such a sweet, kind and caring man. Thank you for loving my Uncle Ian. He deserved someone like you. Rest now in paradise. We will never forget you. Good night, sweet prince. And it's signed Love Callum, Hazel and Carter Mamokopuna. Thank you again for being here and for that amazing artwork that you have contributed. I have to say the funeral home was a bit shocked when I asked for an MDF coffin. But I knew how much the artwork meant to Johan, and I knew how much it brought him peace, and I knew how much he loved it. And Johan, I'm going to send you on your way with your easel and your paintbrush so you can keep painting and sending us pictures. Kia ora.
Oh. Just wanted to acknowledge particularly Glenys, Ian and whānau for allowing us to be so involved in today and with everything. It's a real honour and a privilege to be able to acknowledge Johan as we send him off, and as you mentioned, the beautiful waka that Johan gets to go on his journey with was a combination of staff and people in our services that on Friday spent most of the day here writing messages, thoughts. There was also some Afrikaans whānau who sent in messages across the motu, but also particularly acknowledge Jess sitting over here, who spent a good portion of Friday really making sure it was bright and colourful and everything that we knew Johan to be. So just acknowledge everyone. Also inside the coffin is some artwork from our tangata whaiora from Albert Street that Johan particularly treasured, and so he gets to keep them in his journey to Glenys and admire them. So just wanted to give some context around that. And also I'll hand it over to Renee, who's going to introduce our speakers today. Some of them are joining virtually because of this sort of strange time that we're in. So I'll let Renee do that.
Oh, goodness. Ian and Glenys, on behalf of Sally Pitts-Brown, our toiho, our Chief Executive, we are incredibly grateful and for the privilege and honour that you've given our Pathways whānau and our real whānau to take part in this really special time to celebrate Johan. Thank you for being so gracious, patient, kind and inclusive. Thank you for putting up with all my phone calls, questions at all hours of the day. And thank you for allowing us to celebrate the mana of Johan, whom we love so dearly as well. As you've seen, Johan is loved by many, many of us across Pathways, and is real in his occupational therapy whānau, and also his friends too. And many took the time to attend karakia every night for the last 7 days or 6 days. And then many again decorated his waka so he could cruise out in style. And the pictures from those we work with are inside the waka with him. So I'm just going to introduce our speakers all at once, and I think once each speaker is done, then the next can stand. But we have an honour to have Margaret Fish here today. So Margaret is Johan's lecturer from Otago Polytechnic at the Occupational Therapy School. And then she was also his professional supervisor, and then once you were done lecturing, I understand, that's when also your beautiful friendship developed with Johan as well. So thank you. We've also got a waiata from Chai, who's here as well, but that's recorded and we'll play that for you. And then we also have another recording from Naomi Furi, who couldn't be here today. But she's another really good friend of Johan's, and they've been friends for the last 4 years. So I spoke with her early this morning. She's very sad she couldn't be here, but she wanted to still talk to you guys as well. So I guess I can introduce Margaret to come up and start off our speeches.
Kia ora, tēnā koutou. Ko te araha te monga, ko Piako te awa, ko Taranaki te waka, no kirikiri rawa ahau, ko whakaora nangahau ahau, ko Margaret toku ingoa, no reiro tēnā koutou. I'd like to introduce myself and welcome all the people who are connected via live stream platform today. We're gathered here to celebrate Johan's life and to farewell him with his sudden passing. And I'm very sad about his passing, but also acknowledging in particular his partner Ian and family, and also his family in South Africa, and people in Pathways who he's been working with. My name's Margaret Fish, and I'm one of Johan's friends. I was also, as Renee said, one of his lecturers for 3 years at the Occupational Therapy School, and this year, while he's been working at Pathways, I've been his professional supervisor. I can't really believe that he's gone, and I'm still shocked. But as we journey through this grief, I know he was loved, and he loved us, and I believe that love transcends between our earthly life and eternity. With respect to Johan's family and whānau in South Africa, I can only imagine your heartache and your feeling of loss and despair. I hope you have good support at this time to celebrate your son, your brother, and your friend. He talked to me about how he missed you all, and I know he was worried about how the COVID situation is impacting on you all. Within our Māori culture here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, at times like this, it is often appropriate to share a whakatauki, which is a proverb or a significant saying for the situation. Johan and I both valued the whakatauki and the thoughtful words that were put together by Hinimoa Elder in a book that I gave him when he graduated that is entitled Aroha, which means the caring, compassionate love that we share. As I said before, I was brought up in my bedroom a window as a small child looking out at Mount Te Araha, the mountain of love. From my understanding, a long time ago, a Māori woman travelled from Raglan, Whaiangaroa, across the Waikato, and when she reached the top of Mount Te Araha, she looked back towards Whaiangaroa in remembrance of her loved ones there. I think it is lovely that we link and that we can share our journey and our love for Johan here in the Waikato. And if we could see beyond Whaiangaroa, we could stretch our love across the ocean and beyond Australia to you who are in South Africa. However, back to the whakatauki I have selected from Hinimoa Elder's book. Me he o turu nā kārui. the true beauty can be seen in the eyes. Johan had lovely smiley eyes, and I think he knew how to connect with people and share their journey with his verbal skills, with his charm, with his smile, and with his lovely eyes. In addition, Oturu means the full moon, beaming its luminous powers and towards us. The moon is timeless and yet ever-changing throughout the lunar cycles. And I have a private pattern and behaviour that when I'm separated from my lovelies, I look up to the moon at night. And I know they can see the same moon in whichever part of the world they are in at that time. And I hope that it's a clear night here in Waikato tonight and in South Africa, so we can all look up and see the beautiful moon and know that it's the same moon that Johan enjoyed before his passing. Coming back to New Zealand and Johan being an occupational therapist, he accepted the team lead at Pathways as a new graduate therapist. He gave it 120% every day and truly wanted to add value to people's lives and enhance their occupational engagement. Just to use a little bit of our jargon. I admired his commitment and energy that he gave to his job and the people that he has worked with. As a student, Johan was a top student. He had always completed the readings prior to class, and he had questions to clarify his knowledge to ensure he could become a good occupational therapist. During this year, as a qualified occupational therapist, Johan flourished with his kind, thoughtful, diligent, caring attitude. I know he will be missed at Pathways, and I think we all have a great loss and a loss to our profession without him. To you, Ian, his partner, both Bill and I have really enjoyed our shared meals with you and Johan over recent times. And to your sister Glenys, I look forward to getting to know you more over the future. I am sure the pain and grief and sadness is overwhelming presently, and the sense of disbelief that Johan is gone will be with us for a while yet. We will plan for some more good times over the summer to celebrate and farewell Johan. He was my friend, faithful and just. I know we shared a special connection, and I'm blessed and appreciate that you accepted me for who I am as your friend, Johan. I love you, and I miss you. And safe travels on this final journey. And to conclude, I'd like to just say Maori valedictory as best I can with my te reo, for which I'm still learning. Kia hora te marino, kia whakapapa pō namu te moana. Kia tiri te karohirohi e mora e toru hua rahi. May the calm be widespread. May the ocean glisten as greenstone. And may the shimmer of light dance across your pathways, Johan, as you take this final journey. Amen.
make it on my own. And I will close the door, but I will open up my heart. And everyone I love will know exactly who you are. 'Cause this is not goodbye, it's just until we meet again. So much has changed since you've been away.
Cool, Sean.
Our next speaker wasn't able to be here. She lives outside the zone, so she recorded something. Unfortunately, we can't see the picture because of some technical difficulties, but you will be able to hear her. So I'll see if we can get the video of Naomi Furi.
Hi everybody, I'm Naomi. I was a close friend of Johan's. I just want to say to Johan's family back in South Africa, to Ian, to Johan's friends and colleagues, I feel with you all for this loss. It's a hole in the heart, but I also am very thankful for the short time that we could spend with Johan. My heart and prayers go out to the family in South Africa. I'm just going to switch to my native language, Afrikaans, so I can have a few words with him. Johan's pa, broers en susters, my familie. My hart is gebroken saam met hulle. Dit is 'n baie goeie man gewees. Ek het baie goeie tye saam met Johan's van weer. Hy was 'n kunstenaar, ons het saam gewerk. En na Lorika Raad se musiek geluister. Ons het saam dingerpartytjies gehad. Ons het saam gaan kajak. Ons het lekker gesels. En hy was altyd daar vir my. Hy was 'n baie goeie vriend. En hy was nie skaam gewees om sy liefde vir ander te wys nie. As hy soos met mekaar gepraat het, hy my altyd gedruk. Hy het so baie omgegee vir mense. Baie deernis gehad van ander mense. Al sy aksies het getoon van liefde. Vir my, as iemand my vra, wat is ja, dan vir my is dit is liefde. Hoe hy alle mense behandel het, hoe hy was as 'n persoon. Hy was ook 'n vegetariër, en was baie lief vir sy diere gewees. Ek weet die ander wat ek oorgeslaap het op die plaas, was hy altyd baie bekommerd dat die kos moes my tone sal kan. So I myself moet my nog conversie verbring. Johan's pa, dit moet baie moeilik wees. En my hart is baie seer met jou. En ek bid dat jy rus en vrede in die Here vind. Die kere wat Johan en ek wel oor godsdienst gepraat het, het hy gesê dat sy geloof is in Jesus Christus. Die Here se genade is groot. En Johan was liefde, die Here is liefde. Ek het net 'n paar versies in die Bybel gekry. Een is klaagliedere. Dit is dan klaagliedere 3 vers 22. Want die Here verlaat niemand vir ewig nie. Alhoewel hy hartseer bring, toon hy ook deernis volgens die grootheid van sy onwillekbare liefde. Psalm 31. Die Here is naby aan die gebroken harte. Hy weet diegene die sy geestig beter word. En dan baie belangrik is Efesiërs 2. Julle is inderdaad uit genade gered deur geloof. Hierdie redding kom nie uit julle self nie, dit is 'n gave van God. Ek weet Johan was 'n gave van God en hy het werklik die wêreld 'n beter plek gemaak met hoe hy mense was in Johan. So, ek kan dit sien, ek bid vir julle, ek dank aan julle en baie lief vir julle. Dit sien.
Prime Minister makes this look so easy. Hopefully those watching on the live stream were able to hear all of that. And big thank you to our speakers, especially thanks to you, Chai. I know you're here for your waiata. Beautiful, really beautiful. We're going to offer the space for those who are here today in person. I know we can't have too many during the restrictions. That anyone who's here, if you'd like to speak, we'll have the floor open for a couple of minutes. So please, feel free to come up.
Morning, everybody. Glenys, another Glenys, Ian, and your family, and whānau. I'm Glenys. I am a support worker at Pathways Albert Street. And I'd like to start by saying that it is an honour to be part of this small group here this morning, in person, to honour and remember Johan as he embarks on the final stages of his journey. Initially, when I was asked if I would like to speak today, I shied away. But as I tuned in each day at 5:30 in the evening and listened to other people's experiences and memories of Johan, the more compelled I felt to stand up and speak on behalf of his Albert Street whānau. After all, he was our leader. And I felt that we owed him one last farewell from his team in Tangata Whaiora. Now, most of us at Albert Street were just getting to know Johan. He had his quirky ways, his sense of humour, his love of cats, and the complete dedication he had to his team in Whaiora became more evident every passing week. Sometimes we thought he was a little bit over the top, but it was simply because he cared and he wanted everyone to be safe and he wanted everyone to be happy. Now, although Johan has been in New Zealand for a few years, it doesn't necessarily mean he knew all of the Kiwi humour. Now, I have an email here between a staff member and Johan, which demonstrates the trust and the fun rapport which was developing between Johan and his team. Now, I'll just read you this email now. Okay, so this is from Marie. And Marie was trying to organise a team building weekend day. Okay, so she sends an email to Johan. Hi Johan, just thought I'd send an invitation out to our team to organise a team building date. I'm looking at the 5th, the 7th and the 8th of November. I was thinking everyone could bring a plate to share. I just need your thoughts first. Regards, Marie. And Johan replies, Kia ora, Marie. Thanks for setting up the paperwork for our new whaiora already. I really appreciate it. The email was only sent to me. Well, I'm happy to do whatever you would like and what is convenient for all. Ngā mihi, Johan. From Marie. Oh, you Wally, I only sent it to you to make sure that you were happy with what the dates that I was going to send. I will send out a poll and I will practice on Glenys myself. Then from Johan, lol. I don't think I've ever been called a Wally before. and I couldn't find it in the dictionary. It must be some fancy Waikato word that you people use. Thanks so much, Jay.
From Marie to Johan. Possibly I shouldn't have called my team coach a Wally. Google, where's Wally? And from Johan, oh, I know that Wally. That's the guy with the skinny legs and the funny hat and the glasses. Well, Johan had to make some hard calls as a team coach, but he gained the respect of staff and the whaiora alike. Even when we didn't see eye to eye, which would result in some rather strong debates, his caring attitude shone through, and we managed to reach a compromise, or we simply agreed to disagree. Johan was also very enthusiastic and completely into whatever activity or celebration was on the Pathways or Albert Street agenda. He would paint, he would draw, he would dress up, and from what I've recently heard, I'm glad he didn't sing. He would encourage and jolly along everyone on site and get them involved and participate to be part of a greater cause. It didn't matter if you were good at a particular thing or not. He just wanted you to feel that you belonged, that you mattered, that you were part of a family, and that he was there for you. And I've also come to learn this past week that Johan did far more extra mahi in the background for his team than any of us were ever aware of, because that's the sort of man he was. He would fight hard for a cause and an outcome that he believed in. And so, as happens all far too often in this world, you never realise what you had until it's gone. So to Ian and Glenys and all of your whānau, on behalf of Albert Street staff and whaiora, know that Johan's passing has left a significant void in our little corner of the world. He will be remembered and he will be missed. Go well, Johan.
Kia ora koutou. Ko Shaz Takuingua. I met Johan, at the beginning of his occupational therapy training. I am also a kaiako, along with Margaret. And I just remember the first time I met Johan, the first time he came into our class, and it was just like he brought a breath of fresh air. He brought a great grin with him. He brought a great attitude with him. And I just think he just brought so much richness into our occupational therapy world. He was also a great hugger. He was really great hugs, and I will definitely miss those. But he shared his aroha with us, his aroha for life with us, and his journey. And we're so proud of him to work through the whole program, of course, but I guess we're just so proud of you, Johan, and everything you've done in your shortened life with us. And I just want to say big arohas to you, my friend, and wish you well on the other side. And kia ora koutou. I was going to sing a waiata, but my voice is not as beautiful as Chai's, although Johan knew how pretty bad it was, so I'll just leave it at that. So kia ora whānau. Te whakapono me te rangi mare tato e. Kia ora koutou.
Kia ora everyone, we're just going to have a bit of a jig around for the PowerPoint, our Chief Executive cell. So while they're doing that, somebody said we don't want to hear Johan sing, so I'm going to tell you a story about his singing, which is, here's the one that goes, I'm riding in your car, you turn on the radio, you're pulling me close, I just say no. I say I don't like it, but you know I'm a liar. 'Cause when we kiss, ooh, fire. Late at night, you're taking me home. I say I want to be alone. I say I don't love you. But you know I'm a liar. 'Cause when we kiss, ooh, fire. Let's give Johan a hand for that one. Do we need to play it on this? Yeah. So I want to introduce you to our Chief Executive, Sally Pitts-Brown, who's been at the front of this over the whole week. Sal has had daily feedbacks, has guided us, and we're grateful for our Chief Executive, for a toiho, who's been so supportive and so responsive to Johan. It was said earlier about the reach he had. He reached Sal as well in Wellington. So Sal's zooming in from Wellington shortly. Tēnā koe, Sal.
Kia ora, can you hear me?
Yes, go say again, Tal.
Kia ora, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Haere rā, Johan. Nei rā te mihi e moe. Kia ora tātou whānau, ko Sally Pitts-Brown ahau, tō toiho. My name is Sally Pitts-Brown and I'm the Chief Executive of Pathways. Pathways is a national mental health and addiction community service. I live in Wellington and I'm also an occupational therapist. Johan was part of my leadership team. I firstly want to acknowledge you all here, and particularly Ian, Glenys and Whānau, and Johan's family in South Africa. Johan was a very special person, and we are deeply sad that he has left us so early. Johan started working for us in September 2018 as a casual support worker in Hamilton while he was training as an occupational therapist. In 2019, he worked for us as a support worker at Stanley Street, a service that supports people with enduring mental health and addiction needs. He stood out as a thoroughly competent, caring and compassionate colleague and employee. We were delighted in June when he applied for a leadership role that had become vacant. Johan had already demonstrated to him that he was somebody that he was somebody that we wanted. We appointed him as team coach at our Albert Street service. He was fun, loving, kind, and earned enormous respect from all who met him. The people we support and their family were always at the centre of everything he did. He epitomised our spirit of whatever it takes. His staff said that he often went the extra mile, buying little treats for the people we support and popping in on his weekend to check up on people. Margaret, I guess what he was doing was checking up on their occupational engagement over the weekend. The Waikato team loved him as a member of their leadership team, and Pathways loved Johan as part of our whānau and family. I remember the first time I met Johan. I was visiting Hamilton, and he came bounding up to me with an enormous smile on his face, introduced himself, told me he was an occupational therapist, and then said how cool he was that he thought he had an OT as the chief executive. Now, I might be dating myself in my OT journey, but in my days we were called crafty birds. And I know that he would be enormously proud and chuffed at the coffin or the waka that the team decorated for him last week. Art and creativity is a part of who we are as OTs. The other thing that I know he'd be enormously proud of, and unfortunately didn't get a chance to find out, was that Marie, I suspect the Marie that was referred to in the email chain, has just been awarded the Trish Glen winner for the Midland region. Every year we celebrate annually our staff, and each region gets to nominate the staff that they want us to consider for this award. And Johan and Glenys presented Marie, and he was so proud and really enthusiastic about his staff and also sharing the mana, I guess, of his service. So Johan, Marie won, and so we know that you would be partying up that time and celebrating. Johan loved the Māori culture and was engaged authentically in everything we did to improve outcomes for Māori, whānau, and our Te Ao Māori journey. The last time I saw Johan was just before this last lockdown, when we had our Māori staff and leadership hui, or conference, at Hora Hora Marae near Huntly. He was full of fun, energy and enthusiasm, and supported everything we were aspiring for. He loved this part of our culture and values. Johan, I'm going to attempt to say a phrase in Afrikaans. So I've been practicing this over the weekend just for you. Jo plakkie sal leeg wees. Listen, Frida, my friend. It was a privilege to have known you. You have truly made a difference on earth and have touched so many lives. You will be missed. Rest in peace, my friend. Aroha mai, aroha atu, ki ora tātou katoa.
Kia ora, sir.
Halfway's fun. If we can come round, this is motor. Just come round. This is a waiata that our organisation sings for Sal. That's really important to us, and that Johan enjoyed.
Pai. We're gonna. If I draw your attention to the screen, we have We have a collection of thoughts that have come from people in our organisation who are and are not here today, as well as some photos of Johan, his whānau, and things that meant a lot to him. So I'll let it play. And of course, the suggestion from Ian and Glenys is that had to be done with, of course, Madonna Like a Prayer, which was really fitting. That last video, by the way, was the Harlem Shake Challenge that we did for an event at work, and that was Johan's part that Santana filmed from the team, him doing the shake part. So yeah, wraps it up nicely. Very good. So we're coming to the end of this time of the service. So we're going to get ready to move on, but I'll let Renee sort of explain what we're doing next.
Kia ora everyone. So once Glenys and Ian take Johan for his last cruise over to the crematorium, we will follow behind, and those who will be in the haka will follow after and stand just outside in front of the Cadillac, but not too far behind the fence. And then we ask you to go a chair at a time, or a pew at a time. So once we're done with being here, then we invite you all back to Albert Street. And if you come, that's cool. And we're going to go back. Please wait at park on the road and wait on the street, and we'll gather together at the end of the driveway at Albert Street, and we'll go and have kaitahi and share kai. Thank you everyone who made this time so special for Johan, and it's absolutely memorable. I'm hoping for you guys, for Ian and Glenys, and also Bob in the car.
Te tangatara, te tangata hiki nei te koro ai o te tangatara I whakatai ni ai ake. Ai ara tērā I awa pai rā I te rā nei, ai anei a tēnei au.
Tira!